Hello everybody, it is Badger Wild and we are back with another video. And this is a video response to Aaron from Last Stand Gamers. I put in the comments that I'd be doing this. I'll go back to that video and put in the comments again that I have this video up. So that's probably how some of y'all are going to get here. But this is me responding to a video that Aaron from Last Stand Gamers put out about how to make a more effective CWAS, and I think I have an idea for one. It's just getting this monster to work correctly is the thing. Sometimes there's a bit of a bug that happens. I can tell you with absolute certainty that this thing probably has a 1 out of 50 success rate if you're firing a single missile. Sometimes it will take out multiple missiles. Sometimes it will just not even take, when it comes to multiple missiles, it's kind of a 50-50. It will sometimes take out all the missiles on rare occasions. Sometimes it'll take out one or two of the missiles. Sometimes it will just not even hit any of them. And I have a theory as to why this is happening. But my first initial theory was the way Aaron was setting up his guns was the fact of, as you're firing guns, setting up ball turrets is really effective against large blocks and large targets. In other words, full size, like good size small ships made of small blocks, or ships that are large block. You can just start shredding because you're putting 4 guns on a single block, or you're putting 4 guns onto a single small ship and just shredding it at that point. And small ship blocks don't take a whole lot of damage anyway. The problem with trying to pinpoint hit a missile with a ball turret is the ball turret does not have the ability. Um, you are firing all as you're firing all 4 guns. It is a random chance that you're going to hit that missile because, yeah, you can hit a fighter of almost any size, but you've got to remember that a fighter is going to be more than 3 blocks. It's going to be more than a 9x9 block target is what you're going to be looking at. 9 tall, 9 wide, 9 deep. So you're going to have more than about, I don't know how many blocks you would have to put in there. Yeah, I'm too tired for math right now. So anyway, the solution to this, in my opinion, was to create this monstrosity up here. And this is a multi-hinged or multi-gimbal turret. And basically how this thing works is I've got 5 turret control blocks in the back here, just so you can see what we're looking at here. These are 5 turret control blocks. The central turret control block controls a camera setup, which is the camera arm, the hinged camera, and the rotor at the bottom, which turns the entire device here. And then each turret has its own turret controller to give it the gimbal effect. So instead of having instead of having 4 turrets slaved to a single system, firing in a preset pattern, creating a scatter, this thing operates like World War II fighters, where all the guns are incrementally turned further to the center, so that out to a certain range, all the rounds will intercept and just Swiss cheese a target at the right spot. So you have to get at the right angle to hit it. Think the difference between think of the difference between a P-51 Mustang and a P-15 Lightning. I think that's the right one. I know it's P-15 Lightning. The P-15 Lightning is Aaron's turret. This is the Mustang variant. So, with the wing mounts. So what happens here is, instead of having these guns trying to possibly hit with stray fire, this thing focuses all the guns into a singular point as it's coming in and just maintains it. Similar to Star Citizen's gimbal guns on the ships, for those of you that want to know. So enough explanation, let's see how this thing works. And the results are actually pretty good considering what it is that I'm attempting to do here. Let's put it down here so you guys can see. And we're going to launch a missile. Boom, missile down. Missile 2. Missile 2 dead. Missile 3 dead. Now, this is something I've noticed. There's a bit of a random fire to it, and it seems to take out missiles at random ranges, and I don't know why this is happening. Theoretically, the gun should be fully stable, but you can see the reaction time of this gun is much more efficient because instead of, like I said, we're firing originally, the bullets were being fired all around the missile, trying to hit it while it's moving in station. And I think the camera in the center was creating enough of an opening. And it's weird that physics work like this sometimes, folks. You create enough of an opening that the missile can fly right through a tube of fire, and you're basically just lobbing a donut kill zone, but the missile is staying in the middle of the donut kill zone because your camera is also in the middle. What this does is it shrinks the donut down to basically like a donut munchkin, like you get over at Dunkin' Donuts, just like the hole you punch out of the donut and you deep fry it. That's basically what we've done. We've shrunk that down to just a donut hole so that now as it's coming in, it's getting hit with 4 guns simultaneously. This works moderately well with 2, but it seems 4 is where you start getting the performance, where you can fire off a missile and it just gets smacked out of the sky. Now, this is where it gets interesting because as you begin to fire multiple missiles, sometimes it will take all the missiles out on rare occasions. Sometimes it'll take 2 missiles out and miss 1, usually if I'm firing off 3 at a time. Sometimes it will just completely miss. And I don't know if this is because there's not enough guns firing. I think it has something to do with the target acquisition and the speed. At 200 meters per second, the missile is basically moving so fast, the CWIS system or the minigun is just not able to consistently keep up with it, as you're seeing here. And you can see here, it's just the target acquisition of trying to hit multiple missiles as they come in is much harder than hitting a single missile coming at you. So, what's the solution? A layered cannon defense. Really, there's multiple solutions. Like I said, one is a layered cannon defense. Having several of these set up in a position as your opponent begins to fire them. One set can engage as then the next set, as the missile comes in, it then begins to be intercepted by anti-missile turrets in the back. This is one good thing. And for bases, this is the best type of defensive system, in my opinion, because, and I don't ask me how to armor this thing because I don't know. I really don't know how to armor this thing. It would probably shred anything coming near it. This is really one of the most maniacal things I've ever had to build. And like I said, when you fire a missile out of it like so, it just basically shreds it almost consistently. If it's one missile, it'll shred it consistently. If it's multiple missiles, you are going to have a problem. So how would I solve this? Like I said, multiple variants of this. If it's a ship, if you're running up against a missile frigate and you've got a corvette with a decent amount of guns, I wouldn't even set the guns to target missiles. I would just set the turrets to target the enemy. If you have weapon core, have it target the weapon systems, because by the time your opponent lands even a moderate amount of damage, you will pretty much strip the guns off his ship, and then he is at your mercy at that point. As far as bases, a base does not have to worry about moving, so I would probably be in the mindset of load as many turrets as you possibly can. More turrets equals more defensive cover, and that helps you out in the long run. You also got to feed those turrets. That's another thing. When Aaron made his Yeetus Deletus, yes, that's what I'm calling it, his 8-gun Yeetus Deletus that he built on there, which was amazing to see someone else go that direction. I don't know if he stole the idea from me or not. I don't care. But the 8-gun Yeetus Deletus, could I 8-gun this? Yeah. Would it be effective? Oh, really? Yeah. Because like I said, this is pinpoint fire. This is focused fire instead of just volley fire. That's the difference here. Like I said, it'll jack this up. It's also hitting the rocket launcher in the back over there. Every so often it'll damage it. Like I said, you fire just moderately 3, that's it. It's unable to hit it. And also this arm situation that I got going on here, they tend to tangle up on themselves. Like I said, this is a prototype idea that I came up with to solve it, and consistently single missiles, it will solve that problem. Another solution probably to solving it would be to set turrets at different ranges. The problem, and that probably could solve it if you had 3 of these turrets set to different ranges. Each one would engage. Well, one was down trying to figure out where the target was. Another one would then be acquiring a target or already acquired it, and then you would just rotate turrets as they would fire, setting them to different ranges, and then you'd be able to knock out missiles at the same time. As far as big missiles, this thing would probably take a group of them out pretty effectively. Um, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Aaron, I hope this gives you an idea on how to fix this problem. Like I said, the multi-missile problem, I honestly don't know any other way around it other than to hit it. The only thing I would probably tell you is if you've got ground units coming in, or usually it's also the deployment of the missile system, and just thinking about it right now, I just came up with a solution there. It's probably better off to have a moderate amount of missile defenses and have something that can knock out the delivery system, which is the aircraft or the vehicle coming in. As far as ground vehicles, a railgun or artillery gun or assault cannon would probably be best because they have the range and the penetration. They can probably one shot kill a tank if you get a good shot. For the aircraft, probably the autocannon would be best because it's just got to land 3 hits, 3, 4, 5 hits on the cockpit, and that's pretty much the end of that deployment system. If you can take it out after they fire about 2 or 3, if they fire about 2 or 3 volleys of missiles, you've neutralized all of their firepower, if not neutralized the rest of their firepower completely. So their missile systems are done at that point. And if you got this knocking out missile systems, if you can take them down before they can get in, because when a person gets into position, there's going to be a few seconds where they've got to line up target after they get within range. So they're going to get in much closer to fire off those missiles. Then you will have to have your turrets. Your turrets will engage the moment they enter range. They're going to have to get in range for just a few seconds. And that may be enough for a couple of quad gun autocannons to smack the target and take it down. But yeah, like I said, uh, this is pretty much the solution here that I've come up with, and it is the most nightmarish thing I can think of. as far as uh, as far as an effective system, uh, I don't know how you can make this better, at least to where it wouldn't tangle itself up all the time like a squid trying to figure out how to operate it. I don't even know what to call it. I'll tell you what, I'll refer to it as whatever the best comment is in the comment section below. But anyway, folks, as usual, I am Badger Wild saying stay safe, stay frosty. Hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.